Scientists are accustomed to seeing spots on the sun, irregular islands of magnetism that sometimes erupt, producing strong solar flares. On May 9, 2016, they will see a spot of a very different kind, a dark circle moving across the solar disk. This spot is no ordinary sunspot. It's the planet Mercury, making a rare transit of the sun. Mercury passes directly between the sun and Earth about 13 times every century. The last time it happened was 10 years ago in 2006, and the next time will be November 11, 2019. This year's transit will be widely visible for most of Earth, including the Americas, the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, Europe, Africa, and much of Asia. In the USA, it begins on the morning of Monday, May 9th, around 7:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This means it begins before sunrise on the West Coast, but that's no problem. The transit lasts for more than 7 hours, so Mercury will still be gliding across the solar disk when the sun comes up over places like California and Alaska. Everyone in the USA can experience the event. Caution! Take care when viewing the transit. Mercury's tiny disk, jet black and perfectly round, covers only a tiny fraction of the sun's blinding surface. Looking at the sun with unprotected eyes on May 9th is as dangerous as ever.
Many mysteries. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. Its diameter currently measures just over 3,000 miles, about the size of the continental United States. Like Earth, Mercury is a terrestrial planet with 3 main layers: a core, a mantle, and a crust. Only Mercury's crust has no tectonic plates. Also, its iron core is enormous by comparison, making up 85% of its radius, while Earth's inner and outer core account for just 55%. Because of the core's exceptional size, it's had a surprising influence on Mercury's overall size by causing it to shrink. The hot iron core has slowly cooled and contracted over the planet's 4.5 billion years. In doing so, it pulled Mercury's surface inward and has caused the planet to shrink radially by more than 4 miles. This shrinking planet is also the planet closest to the Sun, orbiting our solar system star at an average distance of roughly 36 million miles. Such proximity affects Mercury's atmosphere, or rather, the lack of one. It only has a very thin exosphere, which is traditionally the outermost layer of a planet's atmosphere. This exosphere is made of oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium, all whipped up from the planet's surface by solar winds. The lack of atmosphere and close proximity to the Sun also makes Mercury a planet of extremes. The surface temperature can climb to 800 degrees Fahrenheit during the daytime and fall to 290 degrees below zero at night. Mercury's proximity to the Sun is also the reason behind its age-old reputation of being swift and fleeting. The Sun's gravity pulls harder on Mercury than any other planet, and like all planets, Mercury travels in an elliptical orbit, slowing down when it's farther away from the Sun and accelerating as it draws closer. Clocking in at an average speed of over 100,000 miles per hour, Mercury slings around the Sun in just 88 days. From Earth, Mercury is difficult to observe because it's fleeting and so close to the Sun. And so far, it's only been visited by 2 spacecraft, NASA's Mariner 10 and Messenger. Those missions gave us much of what we know today, but future ventures are in the works with high hopes of revealing more of Mercury's secrets.